What's up? It's Keith. How are you? Night video, right? In this video I want to talk about presence, and well, I want to ask you a question, right? Do you struggle with a lot of anxiety? You can't think straight, you feel cloudiness and confusion, you feel like you're rushed and overwhelmed and you're buried under an avalanche of obligations and responsibilities and maybe people pulling on you in every different direction, and you feel like you can't breathe at times, and you can't do it all, and you feel rushed and in anxiety. You know what I mean, right? I want to talk about energy and consciousness. I'm just turned 33 recently, and I'll tell you something, man, nothing compares. If you young guys, if you think that's old, and you old guys, you think that's young, whatever, I'd say nothing compares to when you at least hit your late 20s, early 30s, and you start to realize things that can't be taught. You start to realize things. Most of my audience is 93% men, so let's talk for us guys. And I know that you older guys that have been in business for a while, and maybe your family, you got families, wives, and kids even, you start to realize this stuff, and you already know what I'm getting at. Somebody told me once when I was younger, I said, dude, how do you run a business and you got a wife and kids? I can't even keep money in my bank account, man. How do you do it? And somebody said something to me once. They go, you learn how to choose your battles very wisely. I was like, what's that mean? Well, you get older and you get a lot of pressure on you from different angles, and you got a lot of responsibilities all happening at once, like a stream. And it's like being in a batting cage with like all six, all the balls are flying at you high speed, and you only got one bat. It's the ability to divorce yourself from the chaos of the moment. So let me repeat that. It is the ability, or what you would call Coach Rob from EgoEdge.com, one of my best friends. This guy's phenomenal. He's a self-mastery coach. He says it's the ability to divorce yourself from the chaos of the moment, and then see what needs to be done, and then go in and execute. It's the ability to let all those balls hit you and fly past you and bruise you, and realize that that's all a fiction anyways, and just hit the one ball that hits the home run, right? It's the ability, I could go on about this for 10 hours, it's very deep. But nothing compares to actually starting to grow up inside of this stuff versus being able to intellectualize it versus, actually integrate it. When you can integrate and go, wow, Now, I'll tell you, I grew up with a lot of anxiety, a lot of resistance, a lot of just confusion about the boundaries of people in the world, and what is my purpose, and tons of anxiety and low self-esteem and all the crap and negative brainwashing that you can't really hold against anybody. Toxic family members, and even to the point where I was a toxic person myself. I was very when I was younger, everything was a drama to me. Life was so hard. I didn't know how to deal with it. Had no mentors or influences or people, until I found like Tony Robbins and audiobooks and stuff like that. And I would pull people into my dramatic bullshit, and I was, just the swirl. It's called being caught up in the swirl. And then you grow up and you learn that you can choose your battles more wisely. And I say nothing is more of a blessing than starting your own small business. And all the hell you go through with your own business is an amazing opportunity, because you get to see the world, you get to meet people, especially clients, successful clients. You learn a lot from being around them. How do they compose, and how do they conduct themselves, right? You learn how to conduct yourself, and you fake it till you make it. You go through the motions, whether it feels right or not, and then little by little you learn how to walk. You learn how to walk that edge, You learn how to make ends meet for yourself. You learn how to spread your wings and fly. And faith comes a lot into this too. Some people said, and I read a couple forums. They're like, that Keith guy just babbles on and on and on. Well, to different levels and stages and states, it's true. What works here does not work here, and what works here definitely won't work up here, and what works here won't work over here. So it is very, the language we use negates everything. It's very conflicting. It's very double speak. There's a lot of double speak going on, and even some stuff that I say, you know, I'll be like, well, how's that going to work? Well, it only works if you're in a certain state of consciousness and a certain specific thing. You know, I should just make, once in a while, make like a 20-minute long video where I talk about some of this stuff. And the funny thing is, less people watch these type of videos, but the people who watch them all the way through are like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, bro. Right? Because you got to be in that certain state of consciousness to know what I'm talking about, right? So I got home late, and I actually sat in my truck for an hour and just kept breathing and just letting all the battles that you can get caught up in your mind, in your emotions, and just let all that settle. I always look at it like you know, on Christmas there's like the ball thing with the thing, and you shake it, and like snow goes around, and then the snow settles. But every time it's about to settle, someone shakes it again, or you allow it to be shaken again. You gotta let all that settle. It's like sitting on the river bank watching the stream go by, right? And only choosing the fish that you want, you know? It's very interesting. I put together a program. It's not my program, it's Coach Rob's program on egoedge.com about the 6 most powerful tools that you can use to increase your state of consciousness and have a healthier, more healthy boundaries in your. It's so amazing. I can't even explain it. And that's coming out soon. Him on his end, he's putting all that together, and he's going to be doing consulting and offering consulting services. This guy's is the shit. And the reason I say it so much, I talk about him like this, is because back when I was younger, this dude coached me when I was going through tons of anxiety, and my head was so far at my ass. And this guy really helped me like dissolve a lot of that inner conflict. It was really just the ego that was driving me insane, right? Wow, look at that. I actually live a couple hundred yards away from a freeway, and sometimes people fly by on their crotch rockets and doing like 150. It's crazy. But yeah, dude. Okay, let me know if you like these videos, please, because you know, once every couple weeks I'll make one. I'll go like for 20 minutes to talk about some deep stuff. Now that my channel has passed 20,000 subscribers, I said, man, should I watch what I say? Should I not get too deep into stuff? And sometimes, alright, I'm very tired. I hope you're doing awesome. Later. You can click a link in the description below. I'll send you to Coach Rob's site. You can check him out. He's awesome. Later.